Hello, it's me. I'm here. Um, Today I want to look at Detective Pony, a fan fiction by Sonnetstuck that is of the was it it was a birthday gift to Jane from Dirk, right? In the original in in the original in Homestuck. I believe that's what it was. And this is the plan. Check this one out. Good evening. Good evening. Even though it is kind of harder for me to say evening as the sun is out longer and longer every day now. Hmm. I boom. Yeah. Okay. Do I have this right? Yeah. Okay. Detective Pony, and I'll just zoom right in. There we go. I'll be reading this on a PDF I have in the archive over reading it on the actual archive of your own. Or actually, no, I'll read it on the archive of your own version. That way, yeah. Originally, I wanted to read it to the PDF just to make sure I wouldn't have to worry about loading or certain things being gone. But this one's like a very popular one. When I was looking at I looked this up a little bit. I seen someone made a movie or a little series. I want to call it for each chapter. A little movie. It is a movie, I guess. So if I look up look up it right here actually. Bum bum ba da dun. Yeah, right here by Naked Bee. This caught my attention. I watched just the first few seconds of it and I clicked around. Hello, 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 welcome in. So this caught my attention. I have it muted right now. I can unmute it.
Back up on the straw and curled himself into a ball.
And this caught my attention.
Do you
So
think
after I
there's an
read this, I'll probably check this out on my own time. You watch this, it's very good. Seems very good. And I looked at a little bit of their other things in there. Was it they're working on another one or they have two movies done for fan fictions? I guess this is done, yeah. So this caught my fancy. And I'm also a fan of Yule log. Anything Yule log esque catches my attention, and they have two Yule logs. I wish this one was a little longer. I like to play random Yule logs whenever I get bored or anything. I think this one shows their own shit. Oh, okay. Huh. And then their next trailer right here. Is kind of meat spoilers. Yeah, I assume a lot of stuff would just be spoilers, so I can't really click a lot of things. Kinda sorta. Hmm. Okay. Harold and Kumar's a good show. Definitely do not read comments in live chat. Boom. So, kind of start this now. I think I seen there was a 173 pages. Yeah, 173 pages, including the summary. There's probably like some blank pages towards the bottom. So I'm not too sure how many streams I'll need to read this. Probably not too crazy considering how it's like written, but probably, or maybe it'd be crazier since how it's written. I zoom in a little more. Yeah, that works fine. Boom. Okay. Archive rating. Teen up audiences. The warnings. No warnings. Category. Gen. Is it just like general? Homestuck. Character. Dirk. Additional tags. Literary theory. Deconstruction. Metafiction. Altered book. Detective pony. Embedded images. Pony shenanigans. Strider snark. You get the general length of reading time from the movie things. Language English. 40,000 words, almost I guess 41,000 words basically. Okay. I can't remember how many pages were actually in Homestuck of Detective Pony. So it was only I feel like it was less than, was it like 5 or something, or was it actually quite a few? I think it was a very little amount. Maybe it was more than that. But Detective Pony by Sonnetstuck. Summary. Only 2 pages. Okay. Oh, wow. Summary. And then there's customized copy of Pony Pals, a gift to you on your 14th birthday from the slippery Mr. Strider. Each page contains a lovingly handwritten commentary on the deeds of this intrepid young horse. Later, about halfway through the book, rather than see the gag through to the bitter end, Strider began pasting over entire pages of original text with his own completely rewritten version of the story, while keeping all the chapter titles. His revision is a tough, emotionally draining read, but it's cathartic in all the worst ways possible. He tends to get carried away with his projects. Holy shit, we're getting deep. Detective Pony is peak. Is peak. Okay. Uh, I thought Prom Stuck was peak when I read that, but maybe this one is better. Still need to read Hero Bound. Rares. Sorry, I'm trying to like think of how to pronounce the name. Your name. Rares. But Kataru? I butchered that. Hopefully you 100%ed your Homestuck journey and went back and redid all the little secret stuff. Note. This, oh wait, no. Oh wait, I gotta go like that. I forget I have the little chat up there. It's in the way. Note. This work is an altered book, and it plays on the physical relationship between the original pages and edited text. As such, it's presented as a series of images. Reading the images is the only way to get the full experience, but I'm aware that some people can't/don't want to read it that way. So if that's the case, you can skip to chapter 13, which is a text-only version of the originally posted on detectivepony.tumblr.com. Is that still up? Oh, it's still up. Who would you steal this from? Oh, wait. I'm reading the full. I'm reading the full about me here. This is a story that begins on pages 6,338 to 6,341 of Andrew Hussie's webcomic Homestuck. That's when we see that the character of Dirk Strider gave a special present to his friend Jane Crocker on her 14th birthday. It was a copy of Jean Betancourt's book, Pony Pals, Detective Pony, which he had lovingly vandalized with humorous commentary. We also learn that about halfway through the book, rather than see the gag through the bitter end, Strider began pacing over entire pages of original text with his own completely rewritten version of the story, while keeping all the chapter titles. His revision is a tough, emotionally draining read. Okay. But it's cathartic in all the worst ways possible. He tends to get carried away with his projects. Okay, so it's a lot of mostly this. Okay. So I finished what Dirk started. I got my hands on a copy of Pony Pals and edited the whole thing, and now I'm sharing it with you. It will be a journey of self discovery for both of us. It will be an adventure through the tangled and self indulgent world of metafiction. It will be an exploration of the darkness that dwells in the heart of a man. Oh, of man. Uh, it will hopefully be cathartic in all the worst ways possible. It will have lots of jokes about a cat that shits all the time. I can only pray that you are ready. Here is the blog I run. I post Homestuck related poetry and other stuff on it. Here's my list of credits for this project. I'm no master of HTML or blogging, so if you have any suggestions for how I can improve the formatting of this blog or presentation of the images, feel free to let me know. I try to I try to tag all triggers in the text, but I forget to tag some. And if there's something I'm not tagging that you want me to tag again, let me know. And if you're Jean Betancourt or Andrew Hussie and want to yell at me, just let me know. Hoo. What's this a video of? I hit mute. Oh, okay. That's kind of what I was thinking of. That's what the URL looks like. I don't have it. I don't have never gonna let you down. Never gonna give you up. Memorized, but I should, including the unnumbered pages, the beginning to the end. That 20 is about 100 pages long. I've edited all of them. The last 30 are entirely new text. I tend to get carried away with my projects. Okay. Look at that later. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Notes. Dirk doesn't like to cite his sources, but I do. I've compiled a complete list of all the allusions, quotations, references, etc. on this page of my blog, both to give them due credit and for the benefit of the curious reader or the frustrated reader, since many of the references are intentionally opaque, oblique, obscure. Most of the drawings throughout the book are adapted from Andrew Hussie's old comics. The Dirk font I use was made by Kate the Scout. Okay. Awesome. I might want the credits page open the whole time. Pony Pals, Detective Pony. Hell fucking yes. Dirk Strider. Get an acorn, save the animals. Who's this douchebag slash dentist? Gary R. Shown, DTS. DDS. Yeah. Remember to shampoo your pony before reading to ensure good, clean fun. Barcode Zebra Pope. Me, eager to begin the journey that is Pony Pals, Detective Pony. Title page count 1. Are you prepared for some crazy fucking pony adventures? Gary R. Shoe, DDS, artist's interpretation. Fucking, he's a monkey. Curious elf. Do you love ponies? Be a pony pal. Look for these pony pal books. Number 1, I want a pony. Number 2, pony for all seasons. Number 3, a pony for trouble. Number 4, give me back my pony, you asshole. Number 5, pony to the rescue. Number 6, too many ponies, literally impossible. Number 7, runaway pony. Number 8, goodbye pony. Number 9, the wild pony. Super special number 1, the baby pony. Number 10, don't hurt my pony. Fuck yes, I love ponies. Look at this smug fucker. Number 11, circus pony. All 3 about the same blind ghost circus pony. Number 12, keep out pony. Number 13, the girl. Number 13, the girl who hated ponies. Also literally impossible. Number 14, pony sitters. Super special number 2, the story of our ponies. Number 15, the blind pony. Number 16, number 15. Was it 15 for Burger King foot lettuce? I think so. Number 16, the missing pony pals. I don't know why this content page hits all the nostalgia. Makes me remember reading books in primary school. Super special number 3, Ghost Pony. Number 17, Venture Capitalist Pony. Super special number 4, A Very Pony. Bastille Day. Number 18, Deconstruction Pony explores differences. Number 9, Ragnarok. It is 15. Okay. I can't remember one of the books I read when was one of the books I read in primary school. It was a popular one. It was like primary school. What was it called? I can't think of it. It was a really like I don't know if I want to say popular, but it was a very old series. It'll pop in my head. Only the first and actual pages. Only the first and second actual page are in the comic, if you remember correctly. Detective Pony. Oh, Pony Pal, Detective Pony. Enjoying a delicious Olive Garden infinite breadstick. Title page, count 2. Jean Bentoncourt. Probably guilty of war crimes for writing this. A reminder to self. Review Geneva Conventions. This will be an incredible and emotional journey. Let's embark on it together. Illustrated by Paul Bacham. Bacham? A little apple paperback. Me again. Ponies. Love frolicking the fuck out. I'm not really like a horse person. The only ponies I love are My Little Pony Gen 4 and then the Uma Musume ponies. Those are the only ones I need. The Rorosaurus invade. The anticipation is mounting. Every new page of fucking nothing before the start of the book sends another tingle through my eager loins. Just another fucking drawing of a horse. I don't know. This one has a saddle, I guess. Do I like? If you purchase this book with a hilariously defaced cover, you should be aware that this book is a priceless work of art. It was reported as totally rad to the publisher, and neither the author nor the publisher deserve to receive any payment for this improved book. Oh shit, they sound serious. What did they say? Purchase the book without a cover. You should be aware that this book is stolen property. It was reported as unsold and destroyed to the publisher, and neither the author nor the publisher have received any payment for this shipped book. No part of this publication may be reduced in whole or in part or stored in a retrieval system or transmitted to any form or any media electrical department. It's just stolen. Okay. Sorry, I've never really actually read this any books. I just skipped to the fun parts of the book. Oh fuck, it's a little gavel. Alternate Universe Higuruma from JJK. The Rorosaurus sees that they are being disruptive, so they abashedly back away. This Pony Pal book is for Lee Minoff. This dedication would be a kind of This dedication would be a kind of gesture if the book wasn't a frothy pile of shit, but it is. Poor, sweet Lee Minoff. You did nothing to deserve this. Pile, oh empty space, still going. You should have known better, Mr. Lincoln. I'm putting the blame for this one on you. Gallery of American Presidential Mustaches. Ulysses S. Grant. Corrupty McScandal. Rutherford B. Hayes. The hobo we accidentally elected president. James Garfield. 200 days too many. Chester A. Arthur. Dumb hair, decent president. Frederick. I should know how to pronounce that. Frederick. Frederick. Nietzsche. The Ubermensch. Neither American nor a president, but sweet stash anyway. I read I read books with people with this last name. I don't know how to say it. Grover Cleveland, like the Muppet, and the city in Ohio. I destroyed hella rare books to get these pictures. Worth it. Benjamin Harris. Who cares? Theodore Roosevelt, literally a bull moose. Arthur J. McGinty. The president everyone forgot existed. William Howard Taft. Old flabby ass. Tom Selleck. President P.I. I like I like his chances in 2020. Uh Shame what happened in 2020 though. My predictions for what this book will include: pony related capers, pony related hijinks, pony related monkey shines, pony related antics, pony related pranks, escapades, pony related vagaries, pony related buffoonery, pony related shenanigans, pony related tomfoolery, pony related gambles, pony related dittos. Less dirty than it sounds. Dittos? Dittos? Pony related japes, pony related jibes, pony related jests, possibly infinitely many. Horseplay, still going. Horse priest, I hear he's the best. Winnie. Folks, we're gonna give Father Horse a 20-minute freakout break, then continue service. Amazing chapter titles, potentially the TOC for greatest book ever written. But Betancourt, shout out this nightmare instead. Contents: a visitor. Screaming ponies. Motherfuck. Danger. Flames. Missing. The fight. Blood and snow. Holy shit. Homeless. 3 ideas. Acorn shadow. A pony broods. 11. The final verdict. Appendix A. Official body count. Horseshoes. Whatever. Okay. There are not many English novels which deserve to be called great. Detective Pony. Detective Pony is one of them. W.H. Flitten. A breathtaking Herculean project and achievement in order of Marcel Proust's remembrance of things past, a summation of the close of an epoch, the death of tradition. The New York Times. There is no novelist of the 20th century more likely to live than Jean Betancourt. Detective Pony is quite surely the greatest modern war novel from a British writer. It is remarkable because the novel of realism and yet also an exciting experimental work. It is a work of elaborate form, but the form is concentrated on a public theme, the nature of war seen in the light of the complex deceptions of a dying age. What are we likely to remember above all the figure of Acorn himself, hero and victim, departing an older age of culture and entering a new chaotic age of modernity? The induction of Malcolm Bradbury. W.H. Auden, artist interpretation. Looks like, almost looks like Rancor? No, that's Star Wars. What's that song? Bow down, down, bow down. No. Hmm. Once you turn this page, there is no going back. You'll have t- you'll have entered the world of Detective Pony. God help you. Silly drawing of a pony to distract you from how deathly serious this situation is. Detective Pony. Final final title page count. 3. Just in case you forgot what you were reading after the cover and the first 2 title pages. Make it all the way. Pumped as fuck to finally begin the story. Still curious. Why is this elf so curious? What does he think he'll find? Will anything sate his ferocious thirst for knowledge? These are the questions, Jane. These are the questions. Oh, we get a map. Lamp, amp. Am I blocking the map? I'm not blocking the map. Okay. Oh, fucking, we got serpents in Lake Apam Apamama Am Apamapog, the fakest name for a lake I've ever heard. I live in a place with fake ass names too. Wiggins Estate, town of Wiggins, population 2,564. P, the secret direction. What does P mean? Pony? Is pony a direction? Here be dragons at the ranger station. Abandoned cricket pitch, possibly haunted. Actually a brothel, the firehouse. They got the poles. They got poles. I guess the poles don't make sense for a brothel, but there are poles. Actually, there's actually beds and stuff too at a lot of firehouses. Mysterious inverted buildings referred to by locals as Shadow Wiggins. Okay. Constantly on fire. Olson Horse Farm. Okay. Oh, Snow White's Snow White or product destroyed by marauding orcs. Okay. Tragic pony noose. Anna Harley came. Anna Harley, dumb name, sounds like a product of speech impediment by imbecile. Almost a good name for you. Not sure why. Anna Harley came out her back door and ran across the backyard. There were two ponies in the paddock behind Anna's house and yard. Do I? Oh, it's hmm. It's difficult to say to want to try to do voices in a story where it's not color coded, and I can turn my brain off and they get confused when two characters are nearly the same color. Um, I should at least do a little bit. It's, Anna's house and yard. Hey ponies, hey ponies! Anna called out. We're going for a trail ride as she prepared the noose. Ador adroitly, adroitly. Just read IMO. Anna's pony, Acorn, was standing in the pony shed. The other pony, little Sebastian, belonged to Anna's next door neighbor and pony pal, the city of Pawnee, Indiana. Little Seb came over to Anna, but Acorn stayed in the shed. Anna thought that Acorn was trying to hide from her. He likes to play. I scared. I'm scared shitless of my master. Anna went into the shed. Acorn wasn't fucking around. He was staring at a fluffy black cat with white paws, taking a dump on his favorite saddle. The cat was staring back at Acorn, shitting like tomorrow wasn't a thing. Hey, kitty, said Anna. What are you doing here? She asked. The act of defecation. Okay, I gotta zoom in a little more. Da-da-da-da. That I blocked the pages this much. Or I don't block the pages too bad like this. This might be it. No, that's too much. We'll do that. Hmm. Oh. She asked, the act of defecation oddly foreign to the girl. Pawnee came into the shed behind Anna. Whose cat is that? The rural township inquired. I don't know, answered Anna. It's not a pony, so who seriously gives a fuck? Suddenly, a mouse ran from behind the feed bin. Man, screw handwriting. This is easier. Fair. The contrived incident caused some extra shit to happen. Acorn was like, oh hell no. Not the fuck in my paddock, bitch. Acorn nickered as if to say, nickered? Yeah, as if to say, a vile slur omitted. The cat leaped back up to the straw and curled himself into a ball. Acorn took a few steps towards the cat and crushed it to death with his magnificent hooves. Acorn nickered triumphantly. That's so cute, murmured the fictional Midwestern burro. Pam Crandall rode another goddamn pony up to the shed. She said hi to her pony pals, and the whole crew beamed complacently about their bullshit horse club. Anna pointed at the cat. Acorn has a new kind of meat he'd appeared to tolerate. She exploded. But we don't know where most succulent portions are or who gets the wishbone, said Pawnee. Oh, do you? Pam picked up the body and looked the jellified carcass over. The body without the soul is just matter, she said. Do you think there's an afterlife? Asked Anna. He doesn't have a collar, said Pam. Well, there's nothing to loot from the corpse. The avarice, the avaricious girl sighed dejectedly. We we should make a poster saying we found him, said Anna, just in case someone needs a dead cat for a satanic ritual. Are we the fucking feline friends? Said Pawnee. No, we're the pony pals, so let's stop digging around with the equines, and ride some fucking horses. Let's ride for a trail ride, snorted Pam. If he's still dead when we come back, we'll make a poster. Anna and Pawnee agreed with Pam. They settled up their ponies and mounted. The cat began the slow process of decomposition. Bye, kitty, said Anna. It's time for you to go to your maker and be judged for your sins. The pony pals rode across the paddock onto Pony Pal Trail. The rest of the town called it the those fucking kids who won't keep their mouths shut about ponies for 5 goddamn minutes no matter how much we beat them trail. Anna and her pals loved riding on Pony Pal Trail. No school for a whole week, Anna shouted. I knew framing our teacher for arson was a good idea. We're going to have so much heroin, Pam said. Look, Anna, Pawnee called. The cat came back to life. At first, Anna and Pam thought Pawnee was just drunk. She had a serious problem. Anna turned and saw the cat running along the trail behind them. Acorn saw him too. He wondered if the projections of his murdered bird unconscious. Killing was not foreign to Acorn. Quite the contrary. So why only after countless horror other homicides would a victim come back to haunt him? Acorn, for the first time in centuries, was afraid. Centuries. Damn. Anna slowed Acorn to a halt at 3 birch trees. The cat ran up one of the trees and sat on a limb near Acorn's face. Acorn examined it. His dead black eyes, like pools of ichor, bled by the nameless, thousand-tongued beast whose awakening will cause the land to crumble, the sea to boil, and the skies to shit itself in fear. This cat really likes Acorn, said Anna. Maybe we should bring the cat to your father, said Pawnee. You might know what kind of black magic is at play here. Good idea, said Anna, as she took a swig of whiskey from her jeweled encrusted flask. Fucking kind of flexing there. Pam's father was a veterinarian, and he took care of most of the cats, dogs, horses, manticores, and pigs in Wiggins. He spent the majority of his time, however, thinking about what goddamned and stupid name Wiggins is for a town. Fuck you, Jean Benancourt. Humorously tall bird, oblivious to the gravity of the situation, eyes locked in mutual hate slash fear. Fear. The cat shit. Kid, kids, fun times, activities. There are 3 ducks hidden on this page. Can you find them all? 1, 2, 3. I found them. Nude Forest Wizard. Okay. Whenever I see like manticores, I think of the Ninja Sex party song Manticore, and then I just hear Manticore, Manticore, Manticore. Hi, hello, hello, welcome in. He has office hours this morning, said Pam. So we should go right now. The others agreed once Pam drew her pistol on them. The cat followed the pony pals animal to the animal critic clinic. They put their ponies in the paddock. Jesus Christ, they loved ponies so fucking much. And the fictional town. Or wait. Anna picked up the cat and the two girls went into the clinic waiting. Sorry, read that? Oh, I was supposed to read that after that, yeah. A man sat in one of the orange plastic chairs. A German World War I era soldier sat at his feet. Pam patted the German infantry's head. How you doing, Brandy? She asked the Kraut. Brandy sniffed Pam's hand to check if she was carrying a canister of mustard gas. He's having an operation day, the man told Pam. He has to stay overnight in the re-education room. He has committed horrible war crimes. Dr. Crandall came to the door of the waiting area. He was dismayed to see the pony pals there. Pam told him how they found the true meaning of Christmas. Brandy disdainfully humped Mr. Crandall's leg. I'll look at the cat after I put Brandy in the interrogation cell, said Dr. Crandall. The man and Brandy followed Dr. Crandall into the back of the clinic. The screams began almost instantly. A few minutes later, the pony pals were in Dr. Crandall's examining room. He put the cat on the examining table and readied his holy water and crucifix. I've never seen the film Titanic, Dr. Crandall said, but I can tell you Leonardo DiCaprio lived outdoors all his life. Leo doesn't have any scars and has eaten well. He's also been altered. Claire Danes definitely had chemistry with him in Romeo plus Juliet. I guess Romeo and Juliet. Dr. Crandall listened to the cast's heart and lungs with his stethoscope. This cat has no heartbeat. It's not of this world, he said. He handed the cat back to Anna. I'm going to sacrifice some goats to him because I am fucking terrified. This is some bullshit. This is such a bullshit animal. He opened a drawer and took out a rusty music box. Anna held the cat while Dr. Crandall gave the wind up key to his daughter. It's finally time for you to take this, Pam. You'll know when and how to use it. I'm sorry that this burden is now yours. We're going to make posters about the cat, Anna told him. This fucker is distracting us from our horse related shit. So useless. So So unless someone claims him, we'll have to take matters into our own hands. Good idea, said Dr. Crandall. You can sleep in the kennel tonight. I have an enema scheduled soon. Goodbye. Thanks, Dr. Crandall, Pawnee whispered huskily. The pony pal said, a word so foul I cannot bear to reprint it. To Dr. Crandall and brought the cat back outside. Anna put him on the ground. The cat melted through the paddock fence and over to Acorn. Acorn inwardly freaked the fuck out, but managed to keep it together. Yeah, keep that shit in, man. Stay cool, stay cool. That is such a horrifying cat, said Anna. I wish Acorn and I could be free of him and his curse. Maybe nobody will claim him, said Pam. Then you could finally test your new guillotine. That would be so much fun, said Pawnee. I can't kill the cat, said Anna sadly. My mother says it's a sin to kill anything other than a human. If we can't give him away, we'll have to suffer his sorcery long after we're all in the grave. She shuddered. The wind, do you hear it, Pam? Oh, that it were blowing more fortuitous tidings our way instead of this rank scud of feculence. I fear, and I fear my aging. Would that the cat's innocent were mine. Too bad. Pawnee sighed. He's such an evil fucking cat. I hope someone claims him, said Pam. The cat jumped up on the highest fence rail and started shitting again. Acorn and the cat locked eyes, knowing that soon the battle between them would begin, and that at its conclusion something surely would be destroyed. Maybe one of them, maybe both, maybe the entire world. Anna wondered what would happen to Acorn's great new friend. Chapter 1, Finn. Okay. Huh. I wonder what percentage of this is actually like written over. Hmm. Okay. Now, how far did I zoom in last time? Oh, I was this far. Yes. Screaming Ponies, Chapter 2. Is this a random gorilla? Or is this supposed to be Jean? All the parts you can tell. Um, I just wonder like the percentage of like word wise. Screaming Ponies. The pony pals went to the Pam's house. Uh, that's probably too close. Yeah, I think it was like here actually. This is better. Let's swap it up. The pony pals went to Pam's house to hide from the dire wolves lurking outdoors and to make posters about the cats. Pam but big Pam put big pieces of paper, pencils, and magic spell books on the kitchen table. As Anna drew a picture of the demonic cats, she thought about her pony pals. Pawnee, Indiana, was the pony pal who knew the most about local government. Her father was Ron Swanson. Okay, so it is actually just Pawnee, Indiana. Okay. He went to restaurants and ordered all the bacon and eggs. He was the perfect man. His mustache was like those of Emperor Tamarin. Okay. That's a good part to throw in there. That's a little like fan service directly aimed towards Jane. Monkeys. Pawnee's mother was Leslie Nope. She was a Coper? No. She had always been a loving parent, and she was established many beautiful parks within the and she's established many beautiful parks within the town limits of her daughter. But she ran off with Joe Biden when Pawnee was 4 years old. After that, Pawnee's father took a hard look at his life. He hated what he saw. He ran away, lived in tents, rode elephants, and hid behind bushes to watch his ex wife fool around with the vice president. Pawnee was heartbroken. She spent the next few years living with her uncles Greg Daniels and Michael Schur. When she turned 10, she had a mental breakdown when she realized that she was simultaneously a human girl in an entire town with a population of 79,218. That, that's when she came to Wiggins to stay with her grandmother and tried to forget about the inherent contradictions of her being. If it's like a random name, or if it's from the actual, or if it's from an actual place, I don't know if that place is real. Pawnee's fictional, right? Is it? I actually don't. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Is it? Okay, so yeah, that is a fictional place. Yeah. So I was wondering, do they actually have a? Is there an actual population in Pawnee, like in the series, or is it just the random number they chose? Oh, there's a suggestion that it's this much. Okay. Okay. Huh. That's when she came to Wiggins to stay with her grandmother and try to forget about the inherent contradictions of her being. Bup. Here we go. The large town thought she'd be bored living in a much smaller town. But then she met Anna and Pam and became a pony pal. Pawnee told Anna that she had more adventures being a pony pal than she did during the Pawnee Bread Factory fire of 1922. Anna and Pam Crandall lived in squalor all their lives. Of all the pony pals, Pam knew the most about gambling and casino heists. Pam's mother was a disgraced railroad tycoon, and the Crandalls had a lot of jars of formaldehyde, and everyone was afraid to ask them why. Pam rode a pony, like a motherfucking maestro of equine flesh. Pam, pony. Mozart, piano. Only better. Ooh. Anna and Pam met in kindergarten when Anna showed Pam a drawing she made of Gurunica. Anna is dyslexic, so reading and writing are difficult for her. She is so goddamn dyslexic that the tense of this book changes when her dyslexia is being discussed. Anna held up the drawing she'd made of the black cat. That's perfect, said Pawnee with vicious sarcasm. You'll never make it as an artist, Anna, said Pam. Thanks, said Anna. Write the words and I'll draw a cat for the next poster. She refused to let her friend see her cry. Pam printed the words on the first poster. Lost was an overrated TV show. Whoa. Whoa, okay. Found on Main Street, a black male cat. He is fucking evil and likes ponies. Call our friend to make fun of her drawing. 555-3714. Wi-Fi phone numbers are the speed bumps of fiction. There you are, driving your metaphorical reading car or your word wheels, and as you call the car when you're feeling particularly Sidogic? Accelerating along Alliteration Avenue, but don't get too comfy in the driver's seat of that least 94 Kia, pal, because you're about to get forcibly unimmersed from your literary experience by the patently fake phone number. Bam. Hope you didn't get ballist, ballistic whiplash when your all-terrain allegory lurched over those three fives. You wanted to be engaged with the flow of the narrative? Too fucking bad, chump. The engagement's off. The groom ran off with his manicurist and left you holding the ring. The same kind of ring you'd get if you tried calling a 555 number, i.e., none. Damn. Killing innocent whales with heat vision. With. Oh, Lost was an overrated TV show with an unsatisfying ending. I don't think I ever actually fully like. I don't think I've ever watched like all of Lost. This is one of those shows that's on my list to like check out. I have a friend who really likes Lost a lot. At least they used to. I don't know if they still do. They used to talk about it a lot. Soon, the three posters were finished. Let's ride into town and hit up the squeakeasy. Speakeasy, ha, said Anna. The girls went out to the paddock. Anna knew her brain would collapse in on itself if she had to see the cute cat again, but the cat wasn't dreaming its unspeakable dreams next to Acorn anymore. I wonder where he went, Pawnee drunkenly slurred. She had a serious problem. Uh, Maybe he was just visiting and now he's returned to his netherworldly dimension of eternal pain, Pam said hopefully. Where asked. Oh, wait. Anna pointed to Acorn's back. There he is, she giggled over the sound of Acorn's scream. Where? Asked Pawnee. Then she giggled too. The cat was sitting on Acorn's back. He's the same color as Acorn's mane, said Pam, black as Satan's heart and twice as evil. Anna lifted the cat off Acorn. Kitty, the knowledge that such a thing as you can exist makes me feel like Daedalus trapped in my own ghoulish labyrinth. S- Slowly starving to death. I hope that you get hit by a car. Let's put him in the animal clinic kennel while we're gone, said Pam. It's sad that our lives are so empty that we need to fabricate these little bullshit animal adventures to keep ourselves from constantly contemplating death. Damn. Oh, smug because nobody can tell him that his socks don't match. Draw whatever hat you think is funniest here. Oh shit, you know what? I'll fucking do that real quick. Um I need to bring an image in here before I can though. What do I have on file? What do I have on file instantly? Um I have Jane. There we go. Mode. Mode overlay section, yes. Okay, Jane, you can hang out. There we go. How do I draw again? There's a way to draw. Draw? Control D. Okay. Oh no. Oh, I guess I'll just hit draw. Uh, it's like it's a, I guess it is just black, right? It's actually so. Oh, it's only gonna let me draw over the image. Oh no. Dang. Let me draw over the canvas over everything. I guess I have to do that then. And then I can draw the goofy hat. Okay. Probably be like yeah. Be like that. We need like this. Kind uh uh is that how the New York how's the New York Yankees like logo look? Oh, that was it. Okay. I just had the N in the wrong. The N. Okay. Good enough. New York Yankees. There we go. And then it's gonna have like one of those like silver tags on the thing because you need that. We need need the tag like falling off the thing. Yeah. And that's gonna have the price on it. I don't know how much Yankee hats cost. I'll put money symbols. Well, you can't read that at all. It's gonna be too big now. Yeah, money. Uh, there we go. Mwah, beautiful. Not a brittle actually, kinky bondage gear. Okay. The cat's supposed to have white paws, as stated multiple times in the text. It clearly has black paws in this picture, and all other in the books. All others in the books. Is this simple continuity error? Oh, is this a simple continuity error or a subtle hidden clue to the multinational conspiracy? Probably both. Probably both. Brilliant use of chiaroscuro shading will be used as an example in art history textbooks for years to come. Pam. Oh, wait, I got this open still. Pam took the cat from Anna and carried him to the animal clinic. Acorn thanked God that he'd be rid of the cat for a while, but God did not listen. For when you are a pony like Acorn, you must be your own God, an eternal slave to an egocentric spiral of self worship. The pony pals rode on Riddle Road, which was home to the town sphinx. After besting it in a furious battle of wits, they reached the post office. Anna ran in the pin and pinned the poster to the back of the sturdiest mail carrier she could find. Next, they rode to Upper Main Street. Anna stayed with the ponies while Pam and Pawnee rolled all their strength and sweetness into one ball. The last stop was complete bullshit. Pam held the ponies while Anna and Pawnee did their insufferable lost cat shtick. Fuck. Why did Jean Betancourt waste the few remaining years of her life, on these stories? What does she whisper to herself at night to justify her existence? And does the night listen? I'm going to buy the cat a toy, Anna told Pawnee. Maybe tempting the cat's playful spirit is the key to banishing the twisted energies crackling within its veins. Sure, said Pawnee in the manner of a widow who has nothing left to lose, not even her sanity. Anna led the way to the pet section of the store. There were 5 different kinds of toys for cats. This is a distractingly specific and completely fucking pointless detail that contributes nothing to the story. This one is the least irradiated, said Anna. She held it up. A red plastic ball and yellow feather hung from a long piece of wire. Pawnee batted the little ball with her finger. A bell tinkled inside the ball. Holy fuck. Why is this toy being described as so meticulously? Are we really expected to muster any fucks to give? You'll have to you'll have fun with this. You'll have fun with this, Pawnee croaked moistly. I just seen a big block of text, and I thought it was going to be way bigger than that. The girls rode back to Crandall's. Needs an apostrophe. Crandall's. Get your shit together, Betancourt. Anna went to the kennel room to see the cat. She held the toy above his head. He reached up the wall to Pawnee. Wait, why did I say Pawnee? He reached up with 2 paws to cast a particularly noxious spell. When the bell rang, he jumped back. Then he tried to communicate to Anna with his unfathomable eyes that he would immolate her in sulphurous flames as she startled him in this fashion again. Anna was oblivious. She thought this creature to be merely a rank and file minion of Hades. This underestimation would eventually prove fatal and worse. Later on, at the end of it all, Anna would think back on this moment, how innocent they had all been, especially Pawnee. Dear sweet Pawnee. She deserved this least of all. Anna would think in the abstract future moments when Anna, Pam, and the whole world were poised on the edge of, then again, perhaps Pawnee deserved it more than any of them. There were 6 other animals in the clinic. Brandy, the German soldier of the Great War, was sound asleep. He had a big bandage around his belly. He looked so peaceful curled up in his gu- gummy mask and clutching his Luger like that. Anna whispered to herself, and the little spike on his pickle haub? Huh? Yeah, is adorable. Oh, look at that diamond-shaped sunburst pip on the cork of his strap. That means he's an lieutenant? Lieutenant? No, lieutenant? Ooh, good for him. Anna lifted the cat out of his kennel and carried him outside. Acorn was reciting the names the old gods from of the old gods in order of least to most tentacled near the clinic. When he saw the cat, he whinnied maliciously. The cat leaped from Anna's arms and ran over to Acorn. God averted his eyes, knowing what was soon to come. The the cat stayed in the paddock with the ponies while the girls went in for dinner. The moment Anna's back was turned, Acorn trampled the cat like nobody's business. Acorn had already killed the cat once and was ready to do it as many times as it took. Maybe this cat had 9 lives, maybe 9 million, but Acorn was patient. The cat couldn't keep coming back forever. It's fun to have a cat, thought Anna. Acorn hopscotched all over that fucker. He was like a steamroller whose drum had been reforged into 4 glorious hooves, and who hated cats more than Nikola Tesla hated the voltage leeches that lived in the pond outside his crystal electro mansion. After nearly a minute of trituration, trituration, Acorn looked proudly at the pulverized kitty curdles beneath his hooves. Crushing an enemy had rarely been so satisfying to him. Acorn felt as smug as the aforementioned voltage leeches did on the day in 1928 when they inevitably rose up, killed Tesla, crawled into his skull, and began controlling his body via electric shocks to his dead brain. That's right. For the last 15 years of his life, Nikola Tesla was actually just a colony of leeches that piloted his body as if it were a fleshy mecha from a weird Japanese anime. Pigeons and leeches. Jane, when you get right down to it, it's all we really are. Pigeons and leeches. But anyway, that whole aside just now was really dumb. Back to Acorn. Before the cat's blood had even congealed on his forelegs, Acorn saw what he knew he would, a black cat with white paws prancing towards him along the fence of the paddock. It will take more than that to kill me, Acorn, hissed the cat in the tongue of the beasts. Fuck you, snarled Acorn. Do you know why I'm here? The cat asked while shitting disdainfully. Acorn was silent. Allow me to enlighten you. The inky archfiend jumped onto Acorn's back and began to whisper his spiraling susurrations into the pony's ears. Suddenly, Anna woke up. She and her cronies were having a sleepover in her barn or the animal hospital or something. That's what happened in those boring as all fuck paragraphs up there that I pasted over. Okay. Uh, what's the ever loving fuck woke me up? Anna wondered. She heard pounding hooves and screeching ponies. She jumped out of the sliced open tauntaun carcass, tauntaun carcass, which she slept. Is that's the Star Wars thing, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh my god, I love Star Wars. Wow, Star Wars is so cool. Awesome. She's just like Luke Skywalker. Pam, Pam, Pawnee. Anna shouted, Wake up! Something's wrong in the paddock. Shit just got real. Pony pals, pose as a team because shit just got real. Ooh, fuck. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Uh, Problems with it is so good. I still gotta go back and read the bonus pages, the special pages or whatever. Like the was it ones people paid for or something? I still have to go back and read those. I've looked at a few of those and seen the where the Midnight Crew originate from. And that was really cool. It's a shame they don't do some of the Midnight Crew power stuff they did in the Problem Sleuth stuff. Problem Sleuth universe is kind of just too strong compared to the Homestuck universe, like strength wise and absurd powers wise. It's kind of weird to think that Homestuck is it's like a toned down version of like a lot of the stuff that happens in Problem Sleuth. They're pretty good pages. They really are. Uh, about to attempt a dangerous bike stunt. Woo! It was too dangerous. Now, danger. Thank you, thank you. The pony pals slipped their boots on the bare feet of. Can I crop this? I can crop this, can I? Sorry. Mode. Where's the crop button? Is it in images? No, it's canvas images. I'm probably like looking at the crop button. I can't see. Oh, here it is. Crop image. There we go. Boom. There we go. I've said it before, but even in power scale, Homestuck is just Problem Truth with higher peaks and valleys. Maybe. Hmm. The pony pals slipped their boots on their bare feet as they ran out of the office. They grabbed their liquor, whiskey for Anna, gin for Pam, and a huge jug of pre-mixed Long Island iced tea for Pawnee. She had a serious problem. Okay. So you can tell Pawnee has a serious problem because she knows what's the best thing to drink. A pre-mixed Long Island, like a giant jug of that, it's actually pretty solid. It's pretty solid. Uh, I don't like whiskey at all. I can't do it. I try. Maybe I just need a couple more years of trying it. I don't really try it all the time. Um, it's okay in some mixed drinks, I guess. What happened? Wondered Anna. Why are the ponies flipping a shit? I'll get halters and the harpoon guns, shouted Pam as she hurried to the armory. Anna and Pawnee ran down the barn aisle and outside. It was snowing. The three ponies looked at their own owners with wide, frenzied eyes, and the girls, for the umpteenth time, saw the face of madness induced terror. Their high pitched whinnies almost sounded like screams. Holy fucking shit. None of them looks hurt, squelched Anna. Pam ran up beside her friend and handed each of them a halter and a copy of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids on VHS. When Lightning saw Pam, she stopped running for her office and dropped out of the highly contested gubernatorial race. Pam went over to her pony. It's okay, Pam said in aromatic, aromatic, maniac, aromatic. I feel like I'm saying that way wrong, and I know how to say it. The only language Lightning spoke. You can retool your platform and run again in 4 years. She slipped an envelope of cash to another pony in the paddock. Good work, Pam whispered to this pony. The governor thanks you for your service. Le Seb came over to Pawnee. The pony snorted, but she let Pawnee put on the air of superiority which she was so fond of adopting at moments like this. Pam was leading Lightning around in a circle too. I know who your real father is, Pawnee, she said, coyly. Pawnee stiffened, but said nothing in response. Acorn was the last pony to stop running. Anna went over to him and put her hand on his censored. She stroked it gently. What's wrong, Acorn? She asked. Acorn snorted a line of cocaine and shook his head. Even if he had been able to speak her language, how could he tell her what was wrong? It would be impossible for a mere human to understand the forces at play here. For how does one explain atomic warfare to a caterpillar, or heartbreak to bacteriophage? I wish they could tell us what happened, Anna said. Maybe a pack of Bolsheviks ran through the paddock, said Pawnee. That could wake up a pony and fill its head with subversive philosophies. And if one pony becomes Leninist, it can radicalize the other, said Pam. Pawnee brushed snowflakes off little Seb's mane. The snowstorm might have upset little Sebastian, she said. He doesn't like to fuck around with solid precipitation. It breeds reptiles in his mind. Let's put them in the new barn to protect them from the workers' inevitable revolution, said Pam. Some of the stalls are empty after that game of Russian roulette the ponies played last week. Good idea, said Pam. She clipped a lock of hair from Pam's head. To remember you by, she whispered. Pam and Pawnee turned their ponies towards the barn, but Acorn was like, fuck that noise. You go ahead, Anna told Pawnee and Pam. Acorn is still a little fucked up. Okay, said Pam. We'll meet you inside, Pawnee disgorged chunkily. Pam and Pawnee led their ponies to the barn. Anna heard Pam's shotgun fire twice. Apparently, there hadn't been enough room after all. Fuck. Oh wow. Wow. Oh, this is where we get into the real stuff now. No. Remember Long Cat Jane? Oh, when did Long Cat die again? Oh, wait. The Long Cat death. In 2020. Okay, Long Cat died in 2020. That was a sad time. Uh bop. Remember Long Cats, Jane? I remember Long Cats. Fuck the picture on this page. I want to talk about Long Cat. Memes were simpler back then in 2006. They stood for something, and that something was nothing. Memes were just were Long Cat is long, and undeniably true. Self-reflective statement. Reflexive statement. Water's wet. Fire is hot. Long Cat is long. Memes were floating signifiers without signified dieds, meaningful in their meaninglessness. Nobody made memes, they just arose through spontaneous generation. Athena being birthed, fully formed from her own skull. Dirk, you weren't alive in 2006, though I guess you had your weird calliope internet. Uh, he was born in the wrong generation, as people say, right? You could talk about them around the proverbial water cooler, taking comfort in their absurdity. Hey, Johnston, have you seen the picture of that cat? They call it Long Cat because it's long. Ha ha. Sounds like good fun, Stevenson. That reminds me, I need to show you this webpage I found the other day. It contains numerous animated dancing hamsters. It's called, you'll never believe this, Hamster Dance. And then Johnson and Stevenson went on to have a wonderful friendship based on the comfortable banality of self evident digitized animals. But then 2007 came, and along with it came I Can Has, and everything was forever ruined. It was hubris, Jane. We did it to ourselves. The minute we added written language, it all went to shit. Suddenly, memes had an excess of information to be parsed. It wasn't just a picture of a cat, perhaps with a simple description appended to it. Now, the cat spoke to us via a written caption on the picture itself. It referred to an item of food that existed in our world, but not in the world of the meme, rupturing the boundary between the two. The cat wanted something, which forced us to recognize that what it wanted was us, was our attention. We are the cheeseburger, Jane. And we always were. Fucking damn. He's going through it. But by the time we realized this, it was too late. We were slaves to the very memes that we have created. We toiled to earn the privilege of being distracted by them. They fiddled while Rome burned, and we threw ourselves into the fire so that we might listen to the music. The memes had us, or rather, they could has us. Fucking, can I has cheeseburger? Can I have you? Damn. And it just got worse from there. Soon the cats had invisible bicycles and played keyboards. They gained complex identities, and so we hollowed out our own identities to accommodate them. We prayed to return to the simpler days when we would admire a cat for its exceptional length alone. The day when the cat itself was the meme and not merely a vehicle for the complex meme memetic text, memetic text, meme text. Yeah. Sometimes I can't tell when I was younger, I couldn't tell people who said meme instead of meme and were serious or if they were just like rage baiting. That I never truly knew. I always assumed it was a rage bait because that was the safer option to assume. Hmm. And the fact that this text was so sparse, informal, and broken ironically made it even more demanding. The intentional grammatical and syntactical flaws drew attention to themselves, making the meme even more about the captioning words and less about the pictures. Words, words, words. Words, words, words. Stumbling through a crooked, dead end hallway of mangled clause describing a simple feline sentiment was a torture that was inflicted on ourselves daily. Let's not forget where the word caption itself comes from. Capio, Latin for both I understand and I capture. We thought that by captioning the memes, we were understanding them. Instead, our captions allowed them to capture us. The memes that had been a cure for our cultural ills were now the illness itself. It goes right back to Phaedrus, really, the Plato dialogue. You've read it right. Back in the innocent days of 2006, we naively thought that the grape him, fem, had subjugated to the phenomena, phenomenon, that the belief was a primacy of the spoken word was an ancient and backwards folly on par with burning witches or practicing phrenology or thinking that Smash Mouth was good. Fucking Smash Mouth. But we were wrong about phenomenon. Phenomenon. Ugh. I mean, the trickster god, Thuth, Thuth, came to us again, this time in the guise of a grinning gray cat. The cat hungered, and so did Thuth. We already taken writing from him, so this time he offered us a new choice disguised as a gift, and we greedily took it, again oblivious to the consequences. To borrow the parlance of a contemporary meme, he made us Farmakon, and we eated it. I can't read that upcoming word. I can barely read some of these. Pharmacon, the Greek word that means both poison and cure. But because the limitations of the English language can only be translated one way or the other, depending on the context and the translator's whims, no possible translations can capture the full implications of a Greek text, including this word. In the Phaedrus, writing is the pharmacon that the trickster god Thuth, Thuth offers, the toxic and remedy in one. With writing, man will no longer forget, but he will also no longer think. A double-edged sword word, if you will. But the new iteration, the new iteration of the Formicons is the meme, specifically the post Icon has memescape of 2007 onward, and it was the language that did it, Jane. The addition of written language twisted the remedy into a poison, flipped the pharmacon on its invisible axis. Axis. Is axis, right? In retrospect, it was a front to our eyes all along. Meme, the noxious wording was given to us by who else but those Willie, ancient Greeks themselves. Yep. Yep. Defined as an imitation, a copy, the exact thing Plato warned us against in the Republic. Remember? The simulacrum. That is two steps removed from the perfection of the original by process of note, the root of the word. Mimesis? The Platonic ideal of an object is the source, the father, the son, the ghostly whole. The corporeal manifestation of the object is one step removed from the perfection, the image of the object, be it in letters or in pigments, is two steps removed. The author is inferior to the craftsman, is inferior to God. Fuck out of space. Okay. Illustration on 46 is fucking useless. I'll see you there. But we'll go farther than Plato. Longcat. A photograph is a textbook example of a second degree mimesis. Mimes? Mimes? Mimesis? We might promote to the third degree since the image on the internet is a digital copy of the original photograph of the physical ket, which itself is a copy of Platonic ideal, Platonic ideal of a ket, the god ket, if you will. But this line, thought, doesn't change anything in the argument. The text supplemented meme, on the other hand, the caption cat is infinite, is an infinite remove from god cat. It is the ultimate mimesis? Mimesis? Copying the copy of itself eternally, the written language and the image echoing off each other until it finally loops back around to the truth by virtue of being so far from it. It becomes its own truth, the fidelity of the internal copy. It becomes a god. Writing itself is an archetypical pharmacon, and the archetypical copy. If you'll come back with me to the Phaedrus, if we ever really left it, speech is the real deal, Socrates says, with a smug little wink to his written dialogic buddy. Speech is alive, it can defend itself, it can adapt and change. Writing is its bastard son, the mimic, the dead, rigid simulacrum. Writing is a copy. My mem, my memum, memum of truth and speech. To return to our knowledge to analogous issue, the image of the cat was want the image of the cat that wants the cheeseburger, the copy of the picture copy is so much closer to the original pl- Platonic ideal God cat that than the written language that accompanies it is to its own Platonic ideal speech. Pharmacon can also mean paint. Think about it, Jane. Just think about it. The real image is still fake, but it is captioned. But it, the image is still fake, but it's the caption on the cat that is its downfall. The Republic, the real fakeness, which is both realer and faker than whatever original it is that it represents. Men and gods abhor the lie. Plato says in section 382, A and B of the Republic. Don't you know, said I can't read that one. Don't you know, said I, that the veritable life, if the expression is permissible, is a thing that all gods and men abhor? What do you mean? He said. This, said I, that falsehood in the most vital part of themselves and about the most vital concern is something that no one willingly accepts, but it is there above all that everyone fears it. Man's worst fear is that he will hold existential falsehood within himself, and the lies that he tells are an incarnation of this fear. Plato elaborates. The falsehood in words is a copy of the affection in the soul, an after rising image of it, and not the altogether unmixed falsehood, a copy of a man's flawed internal copy of truth. And what words does Plato use for copy in this sentence? That's fucking right. Mima. Mimesis. Meme. Meme. The new meme is a lie manifested in written words, reflecting the lack of truth, the emptiness within the very soul of a human. The meme is now not only an inferior copy, It is a deceptive copy. But just wait, it gets better. Plato continues in this very next section of the Republic, 382 CM. Sometimes he says the lie, the meme, is appropriate, even moral. It isn't abhorrent to lie to your enemy or to your friend in order to keep him from harm. Does it, the lie, not then become useful to avert the evil as a medicine? You get one guess for for what Greek word is being translated as medicine here. Ding ding, goddamn ding! You got it. Pharmacon. The is a I guess a meme is a pharmacon. The lie is the medicine says poison. Or is that? No, that's not meme. That one. Meme is the pharmacon brought to us to this point. I said earlier that the addition of written language to the meme flipped the pharmacon on its axis. But the pharmacon didn't flip. It doesn't have an axis. Was always both remedy and poison. The fact that this isn't obvious to us from the very beginning of the discussion is the fault of, you guessed it, language. The initial lie, writing, clouds our vision and keeps us from realizing how false the second order lie, the meme, is. The very structure of the lying meme mirrors the structure of the written word that defines and corrupts it. Once you try to identify an outside in order to reveal the lie, the whole framework turns itself inside out so you can never escape it. The cat wants the cheeseburger that exists outside the meme, but only through the meme do we become aware of the presumed existence of the cheeseburger. We can't point out the absurdity of the world without the world of the meme, without also indicating our own world. We can't talk about language without language. We can't interpret memes without mimesis? Memes don't change between '06 and '07. It was us who changed, or rather, our understanding of what we had always been changed. The lie became truth. The remedy became the poison. The outside became the inside, which is to say that the truth became lie. Pharmacon was always the remedy and the poison, and the inside retreated further inside. It all came full circle. Because here's the secret, Jane. Language ruined the meme, yes, but language itself had already been ruined by that initial poisonous lying copy. Writing. The first pharmacon. The first meme. Language didn't attack the meme in 2007 out of spite. It attacked it to get revenge. Long cat is long, language is language. Pharmacon is pharmacon. The phenomenon topples the grab him. Witches ride through the night sky. Our skulls hide secret messages on their surfaces. Smash Mouth is good after all. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good nothingness kind of. Huh. Anna's soul felt cold as she fell into Thanatopsis, contemplating all the creatures, human and non, that had died in Acorn's name. She tried to warn Acorn. Oh, she tried to turn Acorn around. Come on, Acorn, she said. The others have probably moved all the bodies out of the way by now. It's time to go in. She tried to pull Acorn towards the barn, but he was too tired of playing along with his so called master. It was time for him to show her who was actually in charge here. Anna thought Acorn is being an asshole. I have to be firm with him. Come on, Acorn, Anna said, stolidly. She looked him in the eyes. She looked him in the eyes, so he would know she was serious, but Acorn's eyes were even more fathomless than usual. Looking into them was like gazing into the abyss, and the abyss did more than gaze back. It grabbed Anna by her fucking soul and dragged her down into itself. Nice was a hack, it whispered to her. He thought he could even imagine what the abyss is. Identification is taming. And I, like a wild pony, cannot be tamed. I am timeless, mindless, pointless. I am abysmal in all sense. of the world. I am all senses of words, for the son of everything is nothing. He who fights with monsters is already a monster, for man can only fight himself. Anna unclipped the lead rope and let Acorn free. But really, is it even possible for a pony like Acorn to be free? Acorn turned into a lion and ran across the paddock to the animal clinic. Anna ran after the beast. I know what's wrong, she thought. Acorn wants to see his cat friend. Anna had never been more in love with Acorn. Acorn, she said, renounce your leonine from at once. Acorn did so, but only because he willed it. He was done obeying this tottering moral conglomerate, conglomer, conglo. Okay, I know this word, but I can't read it. I guess conglomerate. Thank you. Of bone, flesh, and spirits that dared to call itself a girl. Jean Bencourt masterfully employs the literary device of let we're still in the next paragraph. By using the word clinic in 5 of the 7 sentences, Bencourt challenges the reader to consider the meaning of illness as it relates to this novel. The roots of the word, the Latin clinicus, physician, and the Greek word clinicos, of the bed. Oh, I'm frozen. Oh, how long am I frozen? Oh my gosh. Hmm. Okay, it's working good now again. Okay. Okay. Uh, of the bed. Clash and contrast with the stability suggested of the repetition of the English word brilliant. She tried to grab Acorn's halter, but he had it up to here with her shit and ran along the fence line next to the clinic. When he stopped, he looked at the clinic and whinnied. Anna finally sawed off her left arm to escape the bear trap in which she'd fallen. Smoke was seeping out of the clinic windows. Through one window of the clinic, the now one armed Anna saw flickering flames. The clinic was on fire. Fuck! Anna turned the slithered towards the barn. Fire, fire, she whispered. Acorn stood in front of the clinic and stared unblinkingly into the flames. Anna felt in her jacket pocket and pulled out her whistle. She played. She raised to her lips and blew the pony pal's SOS signal. Da 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 song is hmm. Boom boom da 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 da. Pawnee ran back into the barn. Pam ran towards Crandall's house. Anna remembered the sick, gnarly skateboard tricks. Do I? Hmm. I might. You know what? I'll know this eventually. It'll come to me. There we go. Put you like right there. It's like a bottom boom, boom, boom. She had busted out in the kennel room. She threw her dismembered arm over the fence and hungrily examined the back door of the clinic. As she devoured the door, she heard a dog cough. The cats meowed ero- erotically, erotically. Sorry, I was looking at the phone notification. I didn't. I normally don't get those. Erotically, a large three-toed sloth was whimpering. Anna sliced off one of its arms and grafted it to her left shoulder. It was a hasty job, but it would do until Pam could build her cybernetic replacement. Through the smoke, she could see Brandy, adapting quickly to her new appendage. She used her three claws to pick the lock, and she opened his kennel door. Violent dank, villain dank, for mine retung falter margin. Brandy said begrudgingly. Pam entered the burning building wearing a wedding gown with a royal cathedral train. She grabbed Anna's hand. I wish to be wedded to death, she said. Anna looked at Pam's fragile beauty. Tears welled up in her eyes. I would be honored to join you in marriage to the unknowable, she said to her friend. Pam, take Brandy, shouted a man's voice. Do not come back in here. It was Dr. Crandall. Holy balls, he's using italics. Shit must be serious. The train of Pam's gown caught fire. The trilling taffeta, designed as a as the herald of renewed life, had become the fuse of a power keg. Judging from the look on the girl's face as the puckish puckish flames pranced closer to and closer to her body, Pam longed for an inevitable explosion. Dr. Crandall tore the veil from Pam's face and stomped on her dress to extinguish the flames. Later, he shouted, yes, you will wed death and lay with him and bear his warm children from your rotting womb, but not tonight. Pam shrugged. Okay. What'll happen to the animals, she thought. Oh well, I hope the fire fucking killed the black cat. God damn. Mm-hmm. What are we at? 39. Not too bad. I can do one more chapter. Chapter 4. Flames. Oh, it's a fucking fuse. Fuse calibrated to burn for the exact amount of time it takes to read this chapter. Oh. Bow, 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 bow. Flames. Anna sashayed out of the burning clinic. She felt reborn as if the flames had been in an inverse baptism that unsheared her from the world of childhood to that of adulthood, a word more perilous and uncertain than the one in which she had previously lived, one clouded with the thick smoke of ambiguity and roasted by the torturous heat of responsibility, but also a world far more exciting, full of leaping, flickering tongues of opportunity. The fire was a fitting symbol for this transformation, Anna reflected. Brandy was digging a trench. It's okay, Pam told him. The strafing won't begin until sunrise. Pam's mother was there, cosplaying Mikhail Gorbachev. You know, okay, that is what I thought. It was the president of the former Soviet Union with the birthmark. That's probably why I remember him more than like other things, right? Because he's that birthmark on his head. Dr. Crandall handed his forehead birthmark sporting wife a cat with a splint on its leg. He ran back on into the building. Be careful, Miss Crandall yelled to her husband. USSR Con is in 6 days, and you're my ride. But Dr. Crandall, low key been there, but not USSR Con, but like careful, you're my ride. But Dr. Crandall, after 19 years of marriage to this terrible woman, would not have much minded a fiery death at this point. Fiery death? As Pam's mother berated her husband, Anna saw where Pam, still wearing the wedding dress, got her costuming talent from. The elder Lady Crandall's replica of the navy blue suit that General Secretary Gorbuck had worn on October 11th, 1986, when meeting with Ronald Reagan in at Ho- Hoi Hoi Foy? I don't know. In Reykjavik to discuss the reduction of mid-range European nuclear weapons was impeccable, but oh shit, the fire was spreading fast. Mom, should we take the horses and ponies out of the new barn? Pam asked. Pawnee and Anna exchanged their secret Santa gifts. The fire could spread to the barn. Their ponies were in danger. Fucking shit. Anna remembered that a pony would not leave a burning barn. She had heard stories of ponies running back into a burning barn after they had been rescued. A pony thought his stall was the safest place to be, even if it was in flames. I'm going to leave the above paragraph completely intact. Let it sink in. That's exactly how fucking imbecilic ponies are. Running into a burning barn. Christ. I'm making a concerted effort in my writing to make ponies sound ridiculous. And even I couldn't come up with something that bizarre. You win this round, Jean Betancourt. Ponies, shit. I'm telling you, Jane, those animals have a screw loose. The screw, to literalize the idiom and expand the metaphor, is there in the hole, but it's wobbling around like a fidgety drunk on a overclocked carousel. The screw's head has no grip at all, so any second now the whole thing's going to fall out from the underside of that shitty IKEA couch which your friends told you not to get. But what could go wrong? You said to them, you can handle it. You built a birdhouse once, so you want to tighten the screw, but you know that you can't. You're lying on your stomach, flashlight between your teeth, trying to get that fucking loose screw. But it's all up in a corner by one of the couch's legs, so you can't reach it with your fingers. And the damn thing's head is fucking stripped, so your screwdriver won't do you any good. Turn that screwdriver all you want, Jane. That screw's not going anywhere. Suddenly, okay. Suddenly, Anna remembered that Acorn wasn't in the barn. He was still lost in his dark thoughts. Near the clinic, Anna's heart stopped beating. The young. Wait. Did Acorn? Is that actually what the book says? Yeah, that's probably what the actual book is. It just does line up. It just looked a little different. I thought they would have cleared it fully. But I guess doing this way gives it more of like the look. The young girl clutched at her chest with her grafted on sloth arm and slowly kneeled over until she laid motionless in the snow, dead from a heart attack. Pam and Pawnee rushed to aid her, but it was too late. Anna's unblinking eyes stared up at the star-strewn night sky until Pam closed them with her hand. Good night, sweet prince, she whispered. Acorn watched the flames consume the clinic silently. He immediately recognized the ambiguous positioning of the modifier in his internal monologue and changed it. Acorn silently watched the flames consume the clinic. The fire itself was deafeningly loud. Acorn was magnificent, standing there in the flickering light. He was what gods dreamed of being. He looked so fucking noble that he had been bronze. Alexander Pushkin would have written dozens of poems about him, and then Acorn would have crushed Pushkin beneath his bronze hooves. Beautiful, isn't it? Acorn shuddered. He had not noticed the cat approach him. It now sat on the fence post beside him, also looking at the fire, its tail swinging like the pendulum of the most secret of clocks, the clock that each of us carried within us, yet refuses to acknowledge until it is forcibly rent from our chests and held before our eyes, the clock that Anna had just seen the face of. Beautiful, the cat continued, but deadly. It turned to face Acorn, much like you. Its hollowed eyes were midnight visions blurred. Burned, burned, burned. Fuck off, Acorn whinnied. The cat shook its tiny cat's head. Shit, just a bit. I wish I could, Acorn. I wish I could leave here and never again see the thousand sordid images of which your soul is constituted. But I remember what you told me earlier, interrupted Acorn. But why did you have to start the fire? What does that have to do with your plan? The cat feigned shock. What makes you think I started this fire? After all, I'm just a cat. Acorn ignored this attempt to raise his hackles. No, Acorn's hackles were going to remain as unraised as the roof at the party TJ by John Quincy Adams, a president notorious for the non-gnarliness of his inaugural ball. Shall I repeat the question, Acorn said, or do I need to crush you again? No need to get snippy, the cat replied as it began grooming itself. I. Uh. Give me 1 second. That was like a work message. Uh, oh, and I'm back. There was nothing really that important. It was just like talking about weather stuff and if the place I work was gonna be open. And sadly, I have to go in person to work tomorrow. Would have been cool to be able to work from home. Where did I leave off at? Oh, my bad. Why did you start this fire? You didn't start the fire. I think it was right here. Yeah, that's where I left off at. Acorn ignored this attempt to raise his hackles. No, Acorn's hackles were going to remain as unraised as the roof at a party TJ'd by. I was past this part, yeah. I was right. I got by this part. No need to get snippy, grooming itself. Oh, the cat replied. It began grooming itself. I started the fire because I needed to do something to kill Anna. Acorn's twitching ears betrayed his emotion. Oh, I have your attention now, do I? I just can't figure it out. What that girl means to you. You feel superior to her, which of course you are, and at times seem to hate her, but you also fear her. You're protective of her. If it was possible for one such as you to love, I might even be tempted to say, "It's none of your business," Acorn said. "Do what you will to me, but leave her alone." See how defensive you get. I suspect that you yourself don't know what you feel. After all, you could free yourself from her at any moment, yet you choose to wear her settle, subjugate yourself to her reins, dance, dance like a dancing bear, cry like a parrot, chatter like an ape. You act like a normal mindless pony instead of the godlike prince of the galaxy you are. Do you fear your own power? You've never given a second thought to destroying others, but do you think that un do you think that unrestrained you would destroy yourself? Anna was still fucking dead, but Pawnee was not ready to let her friend go. The township began to perform CPR on Anna's body. Pam, an expert on corpses, knew it was too late, but she decided that this gesture was futile, as it was, might be part of Pawnee's grieving process, so she left her alone. The sound of the sound of fire engine sirens pierced the air. It aroused the ponies. They, filthy colloquialism for horse sex omitted, up and down the paddock. Pam and Pawnee were startled too, but they glad the firefighters were there. Anna's father was a volunteer firefighter. Pawnee hoped that he and the other firefighters could revive her friend. She stood and said thus aloud to Pam. Pammy envied Pawnee's optimism and innocence. Pam and Pawnee watched the firefighters approach Anna's body. One knelt down, removed his thick glove, and felt Anna's neck for a pulse. He found none. He rose and shook his head at the two girls. Pawnee began to sob. Pam's expression of grim determination didn't so much as flicker. "I will find that fucking cat," she said through gritted teeth, "and will crush its fucking head between my hands. Its brain nectars will be the emotional purl that will disinfect my soul of its grief." Pawnee stopped crying for long enough to take a wineskin full of wineskin of gin from her boots and drain it in one gulp. She had a serious problem. Acorn and the cat watched as the firefighters extinguished the blaze. Without the violent light of the fire, the night seemed suddenly claustrophobic. Now the sky was illuminated only by the cooler, paler fires of the moon, the stars, and the flashing lights on the assembled emergency vehicles. The snow no longer fell in individual sparkling flakes. It was now a single heavy sheet of gray and cold that pressed down on Acorn with the cumulative weight of the centuries of snow that had already fallen on his defiant shoulders. But Acorn was no Atlas. He could not hold the weight forever. Both he and the cat were acutely aware of this fact. The fire truck pulled away. The moon continued to shine. The snow continued to fall. Acorn continued. "I'm not going with you," Acorn said at last. The cat licked one of its white paws nonchalantly, very demure. "I know." Acorn lunged forward and bit off the cat's head with that one snap of his mighty jaws. The cat's body toppled from the fence post to the ground, and Acorn spat out the severed head besides it, like Ozzy bit the head off that bat that one time. "Are you trying to annoy me?" said a voice from the darkness. "You aren't succeeding." The cat pranced into view along the fence and jumped down to sit on its own dead body. It playfully batted the severed head with one paw, like a feline cephalophore. Cephalophore is a really good word, thought both Acorn and the cat. Acorn gazed at the impossible being. He felt as if his mind, which had up until that point been expanding, was starting to collapse in on itself. If his mind was a Friedman model universe, its density parameter would have just exceeded 1, meaning its actual density was greater than the critical density, PC, approximately 5 mo- mo- monatomic hydrogen atoms per cubic meter, as determined by equation where g is Newton's gravitational constant and h is a function of time, triggering a terminal contraction of said universe. That's what Acorn felt like. Tell me your name, Acorn said. The cat started shitting for the umpteenth time. I go by. Acorn whinnied a furious whinny, like a fucking car alarm hopped up on cheap amphetamines. If you say I go by many names, I swear to fucking God I will wreck you. The cat flicked its tail. No, I was going to say I go by Minos, a single name. You, however, Granny Leth, Maka Arian, the Darley, Arabian Eclipse, both Cincinnati and Traveler. I always thought Xanthos had a nice ring to it, but now, Acorn. The cat's adorable little nose crinkled in disgust. A dull name for a domesticated beast. Why did you give it up? Give it up. The names, the power, all of it. Acorn is a name of strength, a huge mighty creature that has temporarily chosen dormancy, but has the potential to spring back in even grander form any moment. Yes, if dropped in fertile soil, but it is far more likely that it will fall impotently onto the stale roof of a patio, being eaten by a squirrel. But it, but it may, if it wishes, spout within the stomach of the squirrel, rendering the flesh of the weak rodent from within until it. No, it can't. That's not how seeds work. And you know as well as I do that the name isn't the fucking point. Why are you pretending to be that which you are not? Acorn responded by crushing the cats yet again. Where are the animals that were in the clinic? Pam asked Mr. Crandall, as the narrative abruptly shifted back to the humans. Your dad and Bonnie brought them to my office in the old barn, Miss Crandall answered, her birthmark makeup beginning to run from the heat-induced sweat tricking, tricking down. Okay, tricking down her forehead from underneath her bald cap. Pam was just glad that Pawnee was no longer weeping over the stiffening body of her friend. Anna, I've been looking all over for you, one of the firefighters said. It was Anna's father. Pam hardly recognized him. His face was preternaturally pale. Uh, pretern, preternaturally pale. And his eyes seemed to glow faintly red, reflecting the still smoldering embers of the fire. Pam wondered, not yet suspecting what forces were working through him. From his words, it seemed that the poor man had not yet realized that his daughter was dead. Pam thought sadly. She watched the soot-stained firefighter kneel over Anna's body in the snow. He took off his helmet and held Anna's hand. You okay? He asked. I'm fine, Anna answered. Sitting up, Pam gasped in shock. The girl had been indisputably dead for at least 10 minutes. How was this possible? Even the most forbidden of dark magic books had Pam seen anything that could explain this seemingly miraculous revival. Anna gave her father a quick hug. See you later, Dad, she said. Pam decided not to question her father's resurrection for the moment. Anna seemed unaware of her own death, so Pam led her to the barn office without comments. But Pam was cautious. It was likely that this was not the same Anna that she had once known. Dr. Crandall was putting a fresh bandage on Brandy's wound. Pam, please get a clean pair of Sturmhaus hose from this reprehensible war criminal, he said. They're in the closet under the hayloft ladder. Anna, could you sedate Brandy for a second? Well, Anna pressed the ether-soaked rag over Brandy's face. She looked around the barn office. The Pony Pals bound volumes of NYPD blue fan fiction were piled in a corner. Portable kennels were set up around the I swear, Dad, this big, Anna said, indicating the size of her hands. A delicious foot-long Subway sandwich for only $5. What's the catch? Mr. Harley asked. Can you get a limited selection of vegetables? Nope, Anna replied with a big grin. You can get all get uh, you can get all the garden fresh veggies you want. And don't forget the cheese, still only $5. Anna's father put an approving hand on his daughter's shoulders. That's a damn good deal, Anna. A damn good deal. Pam watched the conversation warily. Anna had been dead on the ground only minutes ago, and now she and her father were casually discussing the fantastic prices that Subway restaurants were offering on select footlong sandwiches. Eat fresh, Anna, Pam said in a low whisper that was half warning, half threat. Eat fresh. This Pony Pal illustration has been brought to you by Subway. Eat fresh. Any 6-inch sub and a cup of soup or 21-ounce soda, $4.99. 3 regular footlongs, $13.99. $1 off any footlong sub, 50 cents off. Damn. Damn. This with the purchase of a large soda. Okay. I was gonna say this was a deal. This was a thing back then. No. These days you can just like some Subway I think Subway app does like 2 footlongs for like $13.99 these days. I think it's something like that. $17.99? Can't remember if it's 13 or 17, somewhere around something like that. Uh, Subway is in the last few years probably the fast food restaurant I go to the most. It is the closest fast food restaurant to where I'm at, and it's pretty close to my work, and it's okay. I used to work at the Subway there too. Um, yeah, Subway's an interesting place to work. I worked somewhere at a Subway that wasn't super busy because it wasn't in a metro area. That was pretty all right. I can't imagine what it's like working Subway in a metro area though. That'd be that's just lunch rush all day, and then the lunch rush is like probably 4 times the lunch rush I've seen, maybe 5, 10 times. Room. The sloth whose arm Anna had taken was in one kennel. Subway's pretty good, but I prefer the smaller Canadian only brand of subs. I don't I don't know anything about Canadian brands of subs. Subway kind of mid for sub places. In all honesty, the sloth whose arm Anna had taken was in one kennel. 2 other cats and a dog were in kennels too. The third dog was lying to himself if he thought that his new haircut didn't make him look like a washed-up daytime talk show host. There, okay, okay. So when I worked at Subway, the soups honestly sold better than the subs sometimes. It was always people coming and getting a sub and soup, or people just coming and get soup. Sometimes they sold better, right? And I've never tried one of the soups. I've never tried the chili when I worked there. I have to assume it was pretty good. One of my friends really likes the Subway chili. I think somebody else I knew really liked the Subway soups. It makes me wonder how good it actually is just to buy frozen soup and then reheat it on your own. Because that's all the Subway soup. That's all like soup is, and like at a lot of these places, right? It's just a frozen batch of soup that you reheat. Like, how much does it cost to do that? It can't be that bad. That might be just the play. That and and I just I don't know why people I don't know why people bought the tuna sub. That's like the worst sub at Subway, and people bought that. Was that the worst sub? Probably yeah, it was the worst sub by like a landslide. Like tuna, I guess it's tuna, right? Tuna's not bad for a lot of stuff. It was just crazy to me. Go to Subway, you go to a sub place, and you just get a tuna sub, like on the regular. I an acquaintance, a friend of a friend came to the Subway. And it was me and my other friend working there, and I guess it was his friend too. Dude came in to get order some subs. He ordered tuna subs, and I was roasting him on his order of subs. It was tuna sub on wheat bread, which is it's just a nice like healthier sub from Subway you can get, right? A nice like macros and everything. And I was roasting him because it's the way he described it was his favorite sub. It was the one he liked the most. In my mind, that is the absolute worst combination you can get at Subway. Like if you're going for pure like macros and stuff, why not just get like the flatbread or a wrap? And he ordered that. I roasted him, and then I never seen him come back to the Subway after that. It wasn't even like an evil roast. It was just like some basic stuff. Like it's basically saying why are you getting that, and he never came back. Think about that. And then one time I folded a sub the wrong way, like so you like fold your sub like landscape wise, right? Or like hot dog style, I guess, right? One of my friends came. They had me fold it hamburger style. Basically, ruined the guy's sub because he thought it'd be funny. Ended up pretty all right though. It was just half just meat, and then it was a sub of just meat, and then a sub of just veggies. Hmm. Actually, that's not too bad for like a veggie sub, and then also a normal sub if you like sharing with somebody. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so back to where I was. Uh, the two other cats and a dog were in the kennels too. The third dog was lying to himself if he thought that his new haircut didn't make him look like a washed-up daytime talk show host. There had been 3 dogs, 3 cats, and 1 sloth in the kennel room that day. Now, Pam saw only 2 cats, 3 dogs, and the resentful sloth. She let out a sigh of relief. The black cat was missing, hopefully burned to a crisp, like a neglected bagel bite in a toaster oven. Anna felt a coldness that she never before experienced. What had happened to her after she collapsed? She wondered. Did she die in the fire? Was this the afterlife? If so, the afterlife was really shitty. She tapped her sloth claw on the table in front of her, rhythmically and pondering the consequences of her own existence as she had never done before. Pam, looking at her from across the room, was doing the same. The thing in the barrel at the page on page 25 wasn't a bomb. It was actually a ham. Is now cooked to perfection. Oh shit. Okay. Boom. Take a quick peek at the credits. What page are we on? We're on page 32. Let's work backwards. Okay. From her. It's the standard pants of a German World War II uniform. Cincinnati Traveler. Favorite horses, respectively, American Civil War General Ulysses S. Grant and Robert E. Lee. Eclipse. Legendary undefeated British racehorse. Fouled during a solar eclipse. Won 18 races, including 11 King's Plates. Okay. The Darley Aberranian. One of 3 studs that established a modern thir- thir- thoroughbred racing bloodstock. 95% of modern racehorses can trace their Y chromosome to Darling. Okay. Huh. So Laura is the person who carries his or her own severed head today, though it is mostly commonly used to describe saints who were martyred by beheading. Okay. Based on the parody of essay, a based on slash a parody of essays Plato's Pharmacy by Jacques Darson. I can't find a link for the essay online, but it contains the book. But it's contained in the book. Get from the library if you're interested. I'm kind of interested. You're interested, and the deconstructionism in general. Both my pages and Data essay heavily references studies. I played as a version of technically the original Greek translation here. Oh, okay. Look through this. Plato's Republic. Yeah. Actually, never read. I've never read like this. This was on my reading list 2 years ago. I never got around to this one. I probably should. This one would make it so I understand a lot more references to certain things, a lot more. The they talk about it's an old comic by Hussie. Is it just gonna be like human animals or something? Probably. Hmm. I am looking for a specific thing. I don't think it is I don't think they're gonna quote it. Okay. I won't find the information I wanted. Okay. Huh. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Let's bring the TV back in a little bit. Okay. So, hmm, this is me reading some of oh, some of Detective Pony by Sonnetstuck. We got up to chapter 5. Oh, I we got to chapter 5. So, chapter 5, there are 12 chapters. I assume the chapters get more dense as we go through. So it's probably gonna take like I want to say like 2 to 4 streams, somewhere around there. Um, and I'm kind of going back and forth on Detective Pony and then Wizardly Herbert here soon. Wizardly Herbert would be next week. I did Wizardly Herbert 2 weeks ago. Last week wasn't able to do that one because we had a a sub in for the stream. It went wonderful, I think. Um, hmm. And since I'm able to stream today on my own computer, I'll be able to go live on Tuesday too. Tuesday might be a little different than just the standard music stuff. I was thinking, I guess I can do this for a bit. Yeah, so it'll be a little different. I'm not fully sure though what I'm gonna be fully doing. The music will still be there. Um, Friday we continuing Vast Air. Wednesday back to the epilogues. I was on Candy. Be continuing that. Maybe a few pages of the epilogues. A bit more of the epilogues or something. Um, on Tuesday. Probably not on this Tuesday. I will probably start adding it though on the Tuesday or the Friday here. If I do start adding it to Friday, it'll be this week. But I'm gonna start adding that on an extra day. I feel like it's kind of necessary. At least like a shorter section, maybe like a quick part of it. Just and wait until Wednesday. That way, a lot of people who just come on the Wednesday will get to see what day I'm choosing for it. Wouldn't want to just like throw that out randomly 2 days before. Um, and yeah. Hmm. But yeah, this is the end for realsies. I'll be back Tuesday. And thanks for stopping by, hanging out, listening to me struggle to read a children's book in quotation marks that was altered by Dirk in quotation marks that was directed towards the best girl in Homestuck, Jane Crocker. Yeah. And Come back for a second. I think I got cut off there. And bye.